How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Thank you.
It's strange times, I know, but it's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice to talk to you. Thank you. It's tough out there. I know a lot of people are going through tough times, so this is nice to be able to do this and engage with people and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's kind of exciting in a way that people are going to get to see this film now at home
Yeah.
without having to like worry about where they're going to go see it or anything else. So it's actually really cool.
Yeah. I'm really happy that we released it digitally. I know a lot of people were excited about it and stuff, so it's really great to see that engagement again. There's been so much positivity around the movie, from when it came out in theaters and now being on digital, and people are asking all over. They're like, "When's it coming out on digital here?" When, like people in Germany and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, it's coming, it's coming.
Well, and the excitement, I love the excitement over your character.
Yeah,
So
pretty great.
before I get into that, though, I wanted to ask. I read something that said that you knew that you were being cast for the film before they even told you that it was Sonic. Is that true?
No, so I auditioned for the movie before I knew it was Sonic. So what
Right.
happened? Yeah. So what it was named Casino Night was the secret name for it. And my agent's assistant and I both come from a gaming background. So with our minds together, we realized that Casino Night is a level in Sonic, on the Sega Genesis. So, and then through reading the sides and everything, the scenes that I had, we were like, I think it's Sonic. I think the audition is for Sonic. So, so we were able to piece it together a little bit before any of the news came out that it was Sonic.
But that's really cool because a lot of
Yeah.
people wouldn't piece that together. They wouldn't know the game that well. So it's cool that
Yeah.
you actually knew the game.
Yeah. I was really fortunate. I was so happy that I had that background and having played it and stuff.
So then jump ahead, you're filming. And I mean,
Hmm.
you're basically mostly filming with Jim Carrey. So,
It's
and I
Lee
know you have
Majdoub.
said that you were a big fan of his. So,
Yeah.
what was it like spending all this time with Jim Carrey?
Unbelievable. It's hard to put into words. As you know, I grew up being a big Jim Carrey fan and loving Ace Ventura, and it meant a lot to me growing up. Being a kid that didn't really fit in and being hyperactive, and then doing the imitations of Jim and Ace and the mask and everything kind of alleviated a lot of the bullying.
Mm.
Um, and then getting to that set, which, on its own, you're doing a feature film, huge budget for Sonic the Hedgehog for a game, I grew up loving. And then you add Jim Carrey to the mix. Um, and, he was just unbelievable. And, I don't think that experience could have gone any better. You know what I mean? Just so gracious, and everybody on that team. Jeff Fowler, our director, and Toby Asher, one of our producers, and just everybody on that set came from a being a fan of Sonic in some way, shape, or form. We all grew up on it. We were all in the kind of like that same generation, and all loving Jim Carrey. So that set was really just positive, like all the time. It was so wonderful to be a part of.
Hmm. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The character too, Agent Stone. I mean, it's really a fascinating relationship between the
Yeah.
two characters, the
I
mega
love.
villain and his sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like to build? Because I understand. I mean, obviously, a lot of it was a bunch of it must have been in the script, but then I had heard that you guys kind of worked on some of that
Hmm.
together as well on
A
the
lot
film.
of it, a lot of what you see that relationship turn into ended up wasn't on the page initially. You
Hmm.
know, what was on the page initially was Stone was there to kind of just be the straight man, if you will. You know what I mean? Like no humor, no nothing, just kind of says his lines and straight faced, and you know, and then through chatting with Jim and Jim having these ideas, and we're talking with Jeff, and and ideas were always welcome. Like Jeff, the great thing about Jeff was like, if you've got any ideas, throw them my way. We might take some, we might not. I just don't want you to feel like you can't throw out any ideas or questions or anything.
Hmm.
And yeah, so then it evolved into this kind of fun, you know, I, Jim refers to it as kind of like a Inspector Clouseau and Cato type thing, and I kind of akin it to Mr. Burns and Smithers a little bit, from The Simpsons, where there's admiration. Right?
Yes.
Stone has this admiration for Robotnik, but he also has this judgment at times too. And you get these little moments of Stone kind of looking at him like, what? Like, what are you saying? And then these other moments where he's like, I just really want you to have this latte, and I thought you'd like it. And like, you know what I mean? And all those things evolved, and the mouth grab in the jaw, that wasn't on the page. That was kind of figured out together. Some lines were added in. We tweaked things, improv, having to feed off of Jim. Like if Jim's improving, you don't do nothing. You know what I mean? You got to feed off of that. That's your job. That's what you're there to do. So it was just so fantastic to be part of that and be part of something that you were able to help evolve and everything.
That's really cool. I mean, the other side of that is the fans have picked up on that in a huge way. Like I saw a video today that had 17,000 views, and it was basically like shipping the two characters, like in the coffee scene. And I love that the fans have embraced both characters that way. What's that mean to you?
It's so lovely, to know that you're backed up and that people appreciate the work that you put out there. And the fans have been so amazing, and the amount of fan art that's out there.
I'm amazed by it.
Like never ceases to amaze me. Like there's constantly new stuff coming out. The shipping is fantastic. A lot of fans have reached out and they're like, "What do you think of the shipping, and do you support it?" And I was like, "Look, honestly, I support whatever makes you guys happy, as long as we're keeping it positive. Like let's just keep everything positive, and I totally support all of it. Like do what makes you happy." You know what I mean? But it's been so great. Like there's so much artwork of Robotnik and Stone out there, and gender bends and all. We've got a Stone and drag now, like a drag queen, Agent Stone, and it's like yesterday.
That's great.
Yesterday they came up with Stone as a mage from Dungeons of Dragons, so now it's Magent Stone. It's like it's amazing. It's amazing.
It really does make you question if there's a sequel. I mean, where do you see Stone after the film ends? Because obviously there's the question mark of what really happens to Stone next.
Right. I know a lot of people are asking that question. I've had a lot of people reach out about it. And so I don't know anything about a sequel. I'm going to preface by I haven't heard anything about a sequel. I don't know any details about a sequel.
But if you were dreaming, if you were imagining where he would go, what would you like to see?
I think he's in search of Robotnik. He's continuing Robotnik's research. I don't think Stone's a dummy. You know what I think? I think he pays attention, and I think he's learning as much as possible. So I'd like to think that he's progressing whatever research he can for Robotnik, and in search of Robotnik. I don't know if Stone can do things without. I think they both need each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think specifically Robotnik won't admit it, but you even see it when he's on his own on that mushroom planet. He creates like a Wilson version, of Stone. So it's great. That's what I think. That's what I would hope is what Stone's up to.
Well, last question is, it seems like you were very busy up until now, I guess, but you've done so many cool shows. The 100 you've been in that for so long. Do you have, before things came crashing down, did you have plans that you were hoping were coming next, or things that you're now still thinking, okay, well, this is the next thing I'd like to do?
There wasn't anything, like we had a couple of things potentially, but it never got to the point where we heard anything firm before everything shut down. So I think whenever we get going again, we'll probably have to touch base and see what's going on. But it's kind of just trusting. I've had to learn, through the long journey, and thank God it's taken as long as it's taken, because I've learned a lot, and fortunately it's continually progressing. But I've learned that kind of like the universe will take care of things. Just be ready. You take care of yourself. Focus on your mental health. Focus on your personal health as well, and be a good person, and be prepared. And if things happen, they happen. If they don't, it sucks. But I don't have control over that. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm actually just keeping myself busy. Like I learned a lot about. Do you know Twitch? Like
Yeah.
yeah. So I've been on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot. I've been getting back into video games, and I've been able to stay engaged with fans that way. And it seems like they're really appreciative of that, especially during these times. And we're keeping it very positive and supportive. And we're having honest conversations as well. And it's just as important to me. It's keeping me in kind of like okay, I'm doing a little bit better being able to do this too. So that's what's keeping me busy right now. Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you stay in touch with Jim Carrey? I'm curious. Did you guys spark a friendship?
Not really. You know what I mean?
No.
Not really. I never went across that. Some people are like, "Why didn't you get his number?" And I'm like, You weren't there. You weren't there. You don't understand the relationship. I didn't feel like I wanted to step over the line. You know what I mean? We had a lot of great conversations. I think I'm very fortunate to have built the relationship I did with him. And I didn't want to mess with anything. I didn't feel like it was something to do, Maybe if we work again, maybe I'll ask for his number, or I'll be like, can I get your email? Like,
there you go.
Baby steps.
Start small, right?
yeah. We'll take a baby steps, But yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Really a pleasure to chat. Congratulations on everything, and I can't wait to see what comes next after the dust settles outside.
Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. This has been lovely.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You too.